to refreeze. And that doesn't even include the potential for freezing rain. So that is one of the options that we are watching. So freezing rain, going to be a little bit of a concern as you head outside. Is my mic on? You can come on in here. This is Emma, everybody. I guess apparently you can't hear me. Now you can hear me. Everybody say hi to Emma. Thanks, Emma.
Thank you.
We're good now?
Yes, we're all set.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Well, let me recap because you didn't get to hear me talk about everything that I talked about before really quickly. So we'll just go back. We'll go back. I promise it'll take 2 seconds. So 2 seconds. Wintry weather possible this weekend, Saturday into Sunday. All types of precipitation on the table. And yes, we are checking the potential for all impacts when it comes to the roads. So let's get right to what we're talking about with freezing rain. Again, I am not showing you numbers on our graphics. I did not do this with snowfall totals. I'm not going to do this with what models are showing for ice accumulation because it's a little too much this early on. I really do feel that. But I will say that the National Weather Service is kind of leaning more towards the 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch of ice. So that's going to be the middle line that you see here. That means the potential for black ice. Not safe to be driving in, especially when you just can't see it in front of you. Hazardous travel conditions, minor tree damage, and then isolated power outages. Now, some spots have the potential of seeing over 1/2 of an inch of ice accumulation. And I want you to think back to the storm of 2015. So 2015 was the year that I actually interviewed for this job. This ice event happened a month before I moved here. And looking back at some of the pictures, the videos, I mean, if we see 1/2 of an inch or more of ice buildup on trees, on vehicles, on roadways, we're talking about something that could basically shut down areas for a while. So this could create some significant impacts. Travel not going to happen. Tree damage, power outages going to be likely. So while this may not necessarily be a widespread concern, I do expect that this is going to be something that we do see for parts of East Tennessee. So what changed? What caused this change? Well, it's based off of the different types of levels of, let's say, cold air versus warm air. So we have this cold air that's moving in from the north, this Arctic air that's going to be pushing in. And we've talked about this for a while, like, ooh, it's going to be so cold next week. But now, because of this low pressure system that is just going to be centralized perhaps just to our east, it's trying to bring in a little bit of some warmer air. And depending on how much warm air we get, this is going to be a big factor into what type of precipitation that we get. So cold air aloft, cold air near the surface, easy peasy, we see snow. We like it. That's what models were initially showing earlier this week. Now we go into the potential for what we could be seeing, let's say mid-morning Saturday. Cold air aloft, we get this warm nose of air that moves in. We see that snow melt, and then it kind of gets into that cold air again near the surface, and it becomes more so sleet. So we just see that brief period of melting. The one that we're a little bit more concerned about is freezing rain. Starts off as snow aloft. Again, we see that warm nose of air. It's a little bit thicker than when we could be seeing sleet. And then this is where we start to see freezing rain with temperatures near freezing at the surface, harder surfaces, going to see that kind of glaze of ice potentially build up on it. And this could land on trees, branches, cars, roads, sidewalks. Not the best condition to be a part of, and that's going to be very dangerous again. And then also there is the chance where we could see snow aloft. Again, that cold air aloft, and then all of it hitting that warm air and continuing to melt. So that is where we have the potential for seeing some rain. And that is also something that we're going to continue to watch. So let me show you our futurecast model on a local level, because guess what? Our high resolution models are now starting to go that far out. So this is our graph model. So our graph model, this goes through today, so we have to show you today. We do have a mixture of cloud cover, a little bit of sunshine possible. Tomorrow, maybe a few more clouds building as we go throughout the day. Saturday, I have a feeling that quite a few of you will be joining us on social media, and you're going to be messaging us in the morning hours going, where's the snow? Where's the freezing rain? Where's this weather that you were talking about? You were wrong. I just have a hunch. I have a hunch that's going to happen. So most of this moisture will start to move in mid to late Saturday, and it's going to come in for most of us starting off as snow. So starting off as snow, but then you see that transition to perhaps some mixed precipitation. This could be in the form of sleet. This could be in the form of freezing rain. And this time frame with our models looks like it could be anywhere from mid to late afternoon and into the evening. And then we get more of that warm air that tries to nudge its way into the region. So remember, we start off with snow, we see that transition, it starts to melt as it gets closer to the surface, and it becomes all in the form of rain. And this looks like it could be more so in place as we go into your Saturday night and as we head into your Sunday. So we may even start off Sunday morning with primarily rain across parts of East Tennessee. So that is the viewpoint on a local level. Let me transition this for you onto a regional level. So we go regionally with our graph model. So again, this is a look at our regional model. So today, tomorrow, don't have a whole lot going on. Cloud cover, hit or miss as we go throughout the rest of your Friday. Friday night still looks fairly dry, so if you do have plans Friday night, should be in the clear. Saturday, we watch this system start to slide in. So again, by Saturday, we may start to see snow to our north. It looks like a much better chance for snow right along the Tennessee and Kentucky border. Yes, areas north of I-40 could have the chance of seeing some snow accumulation. The National Weather Service is saying there is the potential for up to 6 inches. We'll see. I'm curious as to how much snow we're going to get here across East Tennessee. And then we continue to look at our focus here for the bigger concern again of, let's say, sleet and freezing rain. And the period of this is going to last throughout a good portion of your Saturday evening, heading into the start of your Sunday. Sunday, we'll continue to start off with models showing potentially all rain. And then on the back side of this system, we see the transition from rain to sleet to snow. So it's kind of one big circulation. And then going into your Monday, this is why I'm still a little skeptical about, buildings being open early next week, because depending on the type of event that we get this weekend, we're going to be looking at temperatures early next week, Monday, down into the teens, Monday morning, upper 20s, so staying below freezing. So it's going to be below freezing both morning and night, single digits for your wake-up temperatures on Tuesday. So whatever comes down in the form of precipitation is going to be freezing quickly as we go throughout the start of this work week. It may not even be up until about Wednesday that we do start to see temperatures getting above freezing, and maybe we'll see the potential for hopefully some improvements across East Tennessee. So that's kind of a sneak peek as to what we're looking at as we go throughout the rest of the day today. I'm going to show you your 7-day forecast again as a full. We thank you guys for joining us. We're going to continue to have more updates throughout the rest.